Lucknow Pact 1916. Especially after the World War I in 1914, the Muslims and the Hindus, they realized that they should be working in harmony with each other, and they started accepting each other as a party. So union of these two parties, that is Congress and League, in 1915. In Lucknow Pact 1916, these two parties met under the leadership of great leaders like Quaid-e-Azam, Gandhi, Nehru. The Congress openly accepted the principle of separate electorate for the Muslims. The Muslims were to be given less legislative seats in the Punjab and Bengal assemblies. मुसलमानों को एज अ पार्टी एक्सेप्ट किया गया, और एट द सेम टाइम दे वर गिवन दिस राइट टू गो फॉर दिस सेपरेट इलेक्टोरेट्स. जब वो एक इंडिपेंडेंट पार्टी बन गए तो ऑटोमेटिकली उनका राइट है कि वो अपने अलहदा से रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को इलेक्ट करें, सेलेक्ट करें. एट द सेम टाइम उनकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन होगी लेजिस्लेटिव सीट्स में भी, स्पेशली इन पंजाब and Bengal assemblies. The seats for Muslims were reserved more than their population in Hindu majority provinces. In those areas where the Hindu were in majority, Muslims were given more seats as compared to their population. In Central Assembly, 1/3 of all the seats were given to the Muslim. Central Assembly में मुसलमानों को 1/3 seats दी जाएंगी. The percentage of the Muslim representatives in different provinces was defined as Punjab 50%, Bengal 40%, UP, Uttar Pradesh 30%, Bihar 25%, EP 15%, and Bombay 33%. If any measure or bill was opposed by 3/4 of the members of a community, that is the Muslim League or the Congress, it was not to be proceeded. कोई भी बिल जो कि 3/4 opposition उसको दे दी जाती है, members accept नहीं करते, वो आगे नहीं जाएगा, it will not be proceeded. Quaid-e-Azam was given the title of Hindu Muslim Unity, the title of ambassador of Hindu Muslim Unity, that is he was also given this title of architect, मेमार, जो कोई चीज़ को बनाता है, बिल्डिंग को बनाता है, that is an ambassador or the architect of Hindu Muslim Unity by Mrs. Sarojini Naidu. She was an eminent Hindu politician. Now the most important impact of this pact was that Hindu officially accepted Muslims as a separate nation or entity. It was the first experience of cooperation between the Congress and the Muslim League. पहली दफ़ा ये फिर इकट्ठे हुए और इनके इकट्ठे होने से एक पॉजिटिव अप्रोच आई. Quaid-e-Azam, at the same time, it was Quaid-e-Azam's first success in his political career. Quaid-e-Azam के political career में भी ये उनकी first success थी. खिलाफत मूवमेंट. खिलाफत मूवमेंट, the year is 1919 to 1924. 1912 to 1924, Ottoman Empire's struggle against their European enemies. This is the time period when these Ottoman empires or Ottoman rulers were fighting against these Europeans. First World War started in 1914 and lasted till 1918. In this war, most of the soldiers from the subcontinent, that is the Hindus and the Muslims, they were sent to Europe to fight this war, which was not of their making. In 1919, Muslim launched a movement as they were very much scared that they will lose the Khilafat in Europe and especially in Turkey. Turkey जो है ना, it's a country which is half in Europe and half in Asia. टर्की का एक हिस्सा एशिया में है, कॉन्टिनेंट ऑफ एशिया में, और एक हिस्सा जो है वो कॉन्टिनेंट ऑफ यूरोप में है. सो द मुस्लिम वर वेरी मच स्केयर्ड दैट दे विल लूज इट. दे वर वेरी मच aggrieved, sad to see holy places in Hejaz and Palestine captured by the non-Muslim and their caliphate removed. So it was a kind of a movement to save the caliphate in Turkey. An All India Khilafat conference was held in Amritsar. In 1919, the Indian National Congress supported Muslims in Khilafat issue. What is the reason that they united these Indians with the Muslim was that they were realizing that even their manpower, their soldiers are being utilized, or we can say they are being martyred or murdered in this war of Europe. A Khilafat deputation met Viceroy in January 1920. Especially we have a very prominent name in that, and that is the name of Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar. He is the one who went there and he asked for the British government to pay attention to this crisis that was happening in Turkey. Maulana Muhammad Ali went to England to explain the feelings of the Indian Muslims to the British government, but he found them inflexible to all Khilafat demands. On his return, he appealed to his followers to leave India. Thus came the most tragic part of the episode, that is, which was the Hijrat movement of 1920. हिजरत मूवमेंट हुई थी 1920 में. इसमें स्पेशली हमारे 18,000 Muslims, they sold away their properties and migrated to Afghanistan, और उन्होंने सब कॉन्टिनेंट को दारुल हर्ब करार दे दिया था. But when they went there, the unfriendly attitude of the Afghanis that was very demoralizing for them, and it resulted into a kind of failure. At the same time, a treaty was held in CIVICS in 1920. It's a place in close to Paris. In May 1920, the Allied forces decided on Turkey's fate under the treaty made at CIVICS. The empire was stripped of its occupations in Europe and Arabia. The treaty was named after the venue where it was concluded. ये वो जगह का नाम है जहाँ पे ये treaty जो मुआहदा हुआ था, and it is a area close to Paris. Paris is the capital of France, you know. So through this we can say the Muslims were very much disappointed and disheartened, and at the same time through the incident of Hijrat movement. So what happened? A non-cooperation movement started. In this, the Muslims they gave away their titles or any kind of decorations or any kind of medals that were given to them by the Britishers while they were working for them. And then there was this civil disobedience in 1921. People were not listening to any rule and regulation of the country. They were not paying much attention to what was they were supposed to follow. उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट की बात सुननी छोड़ दी थी, और एट द सेम टाइम हर तरह से उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट के साथ सिविल डिसोबीडियंस, जिसको सिविल नाफरमानी कहते हैं, वो स्टार्ट कर दी थी. और इस सिविल डिसोबीडियंस का नतीजा क्या हुआ? इससे मुसलमानों की जो पोजीशन थी वो और ख़राब होती चली गई, जिससे अगर देखा जाए तो जो खिलाफत मूवमेंट थी उसके जो पायनियर थे या जो उसके जो लीडर थे, दैट वाज गांधी, एंड गांधी वाज वेरी मच डिसअपॉइंटेड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस सिविल डिसोबीडियंस on the part of the Muslims and the Hindus at the same time, and he realized that he should quit away. And there was another incident of Mopla uprising. Mopla uprising was the incident in which it's a area close to a seashore, एक समंदर के किनारे का इलाका है, और यहाँ पे स्पेशली जो मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन थी, they were the one who were fighting, or we can say having a clash with their Hindu business lords. These Mopla Muslim community, इनका बिलीव किया जाता था कि दे आर द डिसेंडेंट्स ऑफ द अरब ट्रेडर्स, जो अरब ट्रेडर्स सब कॉन्टिनेंट में आए थे, ये उन्हीं के डिसेंडेंट्स थे. तो इनकी क्लैश हो गया था अपनी जो इनके हिंदू बिजनेसमैन थे, जस्ट लाइक एक टाइम पे जब रीअवेकनिंग ऑफ द मुस्लिम्स सब कॉन्टिनेंट में हुई थी, बंगाल में भी मैंने आपको बताया था ओपियम के जो कल्टीवेटर्स थे या जो पॉपी के कल्टीवेटर्स थे, दे वर द वन who clashed, they were the Muslims and they clashed with their Hindu landlords. So this is what happened in this Mopla uprisings. वहाँ पर भी यही हुआ. Then we have in 1922 Chora Chori incident. Now what is this? In the year 1922, an infuriated means an angry mob at Chora Chori, a small township in the UP upper Uttar Pradesh, laid siege to a police station and set it at fire. 21 policemen were burned alive. इसमें 21 policemen जल गए थे. एक पुलिस स्टेशन को आग लगा दी गई थी और उसका सारा इल्ज़ाम जो था अगेन इट वाज लेड ऑन द मुस्लिम. सो गांधी वाज वेरी मच डिसअपॉइंटेड and he called off for this abolition or finishing of the Khilafat movement. Then at the same time in 1924 abolition of Khilafat in Turkey that happened, and Ataturk came to power in Turkey. He was a democratic. On March 3rd 1924 he abolished the institution of Khilafat. This proclamation came as the final death blow the Khilafat movement in India. और Khilafat movement जो थी वो ख़त्म हो गई, और जिससे मुसलमान जो थे they were very much agitated and they had these communal riots. Riots होते हैं, फसादात शुरू हो गए, communal आपकी जो नस्ली फसादात थे, क्योंकि मुसलमानों के लिए स्पेशली this area of the subcontinent of the Asia especially टर्किश एम्पायर जो था, इट हेल्ड अ प्रेस्टिजियस स्टेटस, एक बहुत अहम जगह थी रिलीजियसली एंड स्पिरिचुअली. सो दे वर वेरी मच डिसहार्टेड. नाउ व्हाट वर द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ द खिलाफत मूवमेंट? we can say it was a awakening of the Muslims, that Muslims realized that they should be having an independent state for themselves. They are a nation, they are having an identity at the same time, but they must be having a nation for themselves also, where they will be able to live according to their Islamic injunctions. And of the Hindu-Muslim unity, the Hindu-Muslim unity which started from the Lucknow Pact 1916, it ended up by that time, and to this अगर देखा जाए 1926 में exactly 10 years after the Lucknow Pact, जो हिंदू थे उन्होंने नल एंड वाइड कर दिया था, रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया था जो कुछ भी माना गया था या एक्सेप्ट किया गया था लखनऊ पैक्ट में भी. बिट्रेयल हो गया था ऑफ द लखनऊ पैक्ट. देन बायकॉट इन द एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स, that is agitation and boycott was also extended to the educational institutions throughout India. The private educational institutions refused the government grants and assistance. Then we have the electoral boycott. The elections to the councils were which were scheduled in November 1920. The Indian voters boycotted them and at appeal of their leaders. उन्होंने अपने leaders की अपील पे इन elections को भी boycott कर दिया. Military boycott में ये हुआ था कि especially all those Indian Muslims supported the Turkish government and forbade their to follow their Muslims to join the Indian army. और उन्होंने ये हर तरह से एक तरह से एक्सेप्ट किया कि दे विल नॉट बी joining army and fighting for with their Muslim people that were in Turkey at that time. Spirit of sacrifice and steadfastness, मुसलमानों में खिलाफत मूवमेंट के थ्रू एक स्पिरिट आई और दोबारा से अवोक हुई, that was of sacrifice and steadfastness. We had great leaders in this Khilafat movement like Maulana Muhammad Ali Joh, who was we can say शोला बयां डिबेटर थे, और उनकी स्पीचेस को ट्रांसलेट करके टर्किश सोल्जर्स को भी सुनाया जाता था टू रेज देयर मोरल while they were having this fight with the यूरोपियंस. तो मुसलमान जो थे उनकी एक यूनिटी और एक दूसरे के लिए एक जो सेक्रीफाइस का एलिमेंट था, इट वाज clearly seen in this Khilafat movement. Then emergence of dynamic leadership, that is Muslims realized that जो एक emotional frenzy होती है या जो एक emotional steps होते हैं, they are not very much acceptable in today's world. और किसी भी वक्त में वन शुड बी मॉडरेट. वी आर मुस्लिम्स, हमारा जो मज़हब है वो भी हमें मॉडरेशन पे चलने को कहता है. तो इमर्जेंस ऑफ डायनामिक लीडरशिप इन द सेंस दैट वो लीडर्स लाइक कायद आज़म, इलामा इकबाल, हु हैड मॉडरेट स्टांस, उनका एक मॉडरेट नुक्ता नज़र था, उनको लोगों ने ज़्यादा पसंद किया एज अगेंस्ट द वन हु वर इमोशनल एंड काइंड ऑफ क्रिएटिंग रियोट्स और हर तरह की एक अनसर्टनिटी लाते थे और कन्फ्यूजन लाते थे. सो दीज वर द फैक्टर्स जिससे खिलाफत मूवमेंट की इम्पेक्ट्स है, जिससे खिलाफत मूवमेंट की जो एक इफ़ादियत थी या जो एक उसकी जो फ़ायदा था वो सामने नज़र आया कि मुसलमानों की जो एक स्पिरिट थी वो दोबारा से जाग गई. थैंक यू वेरी मच.